everybody, and welcome to Rise and Shine Assembly this morning. Lovely to see you. Today is a special day. It's the 21st of May. And did you know that this year, the 21st of May, is Samtsirch Day? So Samtsirch is something that you might not have heard about. We're going to celebrate it today, and I'm going to just show you some of the traditions in my household that we might do on Samtsirch Day. So, just so you can see, this is Samtsirch. This is how you spell it. Samtsirch. Happy Samtsirch Day. Now what we do is we take Christmas presents. This was a lovely Christmas present selected at Elfridge's by my lovely son for me for Christmas, and I'm just going to wrap that up. There we go. So wrap the Christmas present that I got and put a bit of sellotape. Okay. Good morning to the house. Right, I am, in honour of Samtsirch Day, I am wrapping up my Christmas present that was given to me by Gethin, and I'm going to put it in my stocking. There we go. Present goes in the stocking, and then we hang that up, and we take down. I've still got my Christmas lights up, so they've got to come down today as well on Samtsirch Day, and yeah, that is Samtsirch Day. Does anyone have a clue what I'm going on about? Samtsirch? Morning, Jan. Well, if you have a little look, Samtsirch is actually the word. Samtsirch is Christmas backwards, and that's what Samtsirch is. It's Christmas backwards today, hence why I'm putting my presents into my stocking. Now actually what we do know about this day, what are we, the 21st, is about 5 weeks since Jesus had his last supper with his disciples and was telling them that he was going to go away. So we know that Jesus died on the Good Friday, but by Easter Sunday, he was alive again. And he was seen for a few weeks at different times by different groups of people. And that is until Samtsirch, which we actually call Ascension Day. And why am I calling it Samtsirch? Well, Ascension Day is like Christmas backwards, because at Christmas time, Jesus came to the earth as a baby, miraculously born, to complete a mission, really. He was here to save us, and that's what he did at Easter. So after that, after he had risen again, his mission that he had come to fulfill at Christmas had been completed. So what does he do at Ascension? Well, he reverses the fact that he came down from heaven to earth, and he goes back up from earth to heaven. He took a couple of his disciples with him up to a hill, and he talks about giving them instructions of what they need to do. He said, basically, it's down to you guys now. You know, my work is done here. And then a cloud came down, and he went up to heaven, and they couldn't see him again, and that was it. But he did say, and he'd already told them this, don't worry, there's someone else coming after me. And he didn't really give much away, but he said he's going to be even greater, and he will be here to help you. So we're going to have to wait till after half term, which is the same amount of time that the disciples had to wait, about 10 days or so, to find out who was being sent after Jesus' mission was complete and he had left them. But what he did when he left them, as I said, he gave them these commandments that we call the Great Commission. He said, now it's down to you guys. You have to go and spread this message. Spread this good news. Go and tell everyone about how they can find a way to the Father through me. And he calls it the Great Commission. So basically, this little small group of disciples were told, you've got to go now and spread this around the world. Now we think today we are very connected, aren't we, globally? And we've even seen the way that we've all had to lock down around the world because things can move around. We travel everywhere. We can spread messages, over the internet instantly. But of course, go back 2,000 years, no internet, no cars, no planes. It was all down to basically travelling around on foot, maybe a donkey if you're lucky. And so I'm going to show you just what an impact those early Christians had in how they spread this message. Do a little bit of geography this morning. Okay, so you can see my atlas of the world. It's in a slightly different order that you might normally see it. So some of the early ones that you know about, some of these disciples, 5 that we know about particularly where they went. You've got Andrew. Now Andrew, so we're starting off, where are we? In, here we are, this is where Jesus was living around that time. So kind of Israel, modern day Israel, just here. So Andrew, he went to Bulgaria and Georgia. So I think Bulgaria is about here, and I think Georgia is one of these ones over here, I think. So he travelled there. Then Bartholomew, don't hear much about Bartholomew, but he made it all the way over to India to tell people about Jesus. Thomas, doubting Thomas, he made it from Israel up to northern India to tell people about Jesus. And then Matthew, we know, got as far as modern day Iran, which is this one here. And Philip, he got to Turkey. And then we also know Paul, who I already told you about, where he got all right over to Italy. He got over to Rome, and he did a lot of these Greek islands around here as well. So by about 400 years after Jesus went back up to heaven, we had Christianity, those people following the life of Jesus, all around this Mediterranean here. And then we had our first Christian emperor, that was Constantine. So throughout this Roman Empire, then Christianity really began to flourish. And we had some early missionaries as well. So 250 years after Jesus, you had Denis. He got over to France. That's here. Frumentius, he went to Ethiopia, which is down here. I'm trying to work that up upside down. I think that's Ethiopia. Oh, is that Sudan? Maybe that's Ethiopia. And then Theophilus, he went to southern Arabia. So I think we'll call that kind of this area around here. You've got Cyril, he went to Russia. And if you know anything about the Russian alphabet, we call it the Cyrillic alphabet. And that is named after Cyril. And then we had Alopan, who by 650 years after Jesus was born, got all the way over to China. So all of this area here in China. And then it came down to these monks then, after that Roman Empire dissolved. We had some monks. We had Julian, he went to southern Ethiopia, so we would have been there. We had Augustine, went to England. That's in 593 AD. Alopan went to China, I've got that. Jacob Bard, so he went between Syria, which is really close there, and India. So all along this route, he was setting up churches. Brendan, what a lovely name, he sailed to Northern America in the 6th century. So actually, over my map, you're going to have to go this way. So he sailed, this is a back to front map. So he would come in this way, off the page and over here. So long before Columbus, we had Brendan, and he founded a church there, probably with those Native Americans. And then Boniface, he went to Germany and Holland, or the Netherlands, and Ansgar went to Sweden. And so we've got lots of people spreading it around, and then it keeps going because not everyone had heard by then. So going into the 1800s now, the 19th century, and we had more missionaries going around the world. We had a chap called Samuel Marsden, who went from the UK, and he went down all the way to New Zealand. Where's New Zealand gone? Here, which would have been an awfully long journey at those times. Betsy Stockton, a female missionary, and she made it all the way over to Hawaii, which wasn't even, part of America in those days. And then in 1840s, you can find out about this chap, Dr. David Livingstone, and he went to Zambia in Central Africa. And there's a famous meeting of Dr. Livingstone and Stanley. You can read out that of it. So you see, from that initial instruction, as Jesus went up to heaven to tell those disciples to spread the word of the news about Jesus has spread all around the world in times when we didn't have the internet. And people have had to work really hard because they've had a Bible, they've had to translate into all these different languages, hundreds of different languages, just so people can hear about Jesus. So it's a real celebration today, I think, Samtsirch, because it's like handing over the baton. Jesus was saying, right, I've done my mission, now it's over to you. So I find it a really exciting time. And we will, as I say, we will find out after half term, those 10 days, the disciples waiting with bated breath. What did Jesus mean? Who is coming next? So I'll be here again tomorrow before we break up for half term. So I hope you have a great day. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.